What's up, guys? Fulgor here, and I'm bringing you a commentary as Jungle Xin Zhao. This is ranked, and it was actually a pretty tight, pretty long game. I think it lasted like 40 minutes or so. So I'm just gonna spare you. I'm gonna spare you from just watching a 40-minute gameplay. I don't think that's entertaining. I'm gonna fast forward as much as I can, and I'm just gonna try to signal the important parts of the gameplay. Now, Xin Zhao is, in my opinion, one of the best gankers in the game. He has a gap closure ability, crowd control, and he just does a lot of damage. So he's quickly becoming one of my favorite junglers next to Darius. I do believe, however, that Darius has a more speed in the jungle. He can clear the jungle a lot faster than Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao being single target damage, even though they supposedly upgraded the jungle, but it just really works out for some reason when it comes to Darius. It has something to do with his passive. And right here, this is a terrible idea. I should have engaged, and even if I did engage, I should have just used Crescent Sweep. Audacious Charge to slow him and then just walk away. As a result, I get ignited. He triggers his passive on me, and I die. So overall, a one-to-one sort of exchange, not ideal. But then again, at least we shut down Darius, because having a fed Darius is never good. And look at this. So I'm picking up my blue just casually. Freaking Yi wants my blue, but I smited, so he decides to go for me. Now I'm pretty low health, so I'm just gonna slow him. I'm gonna flash away. I'm gonna completely juke him. He's gonna think I flashed over the wall, and I'm just gonna get away. But I think I can bait him. He goes and tries to get the minion wave, so I'm just gonna pretend like I'm scared. Now he did use Alpha Strike, which is his main source of damage, because he is going APG, so he is just gonna die to me, and I come out on top. So I guess I should talk about Xin Zhao a little bit. His passive, its main thing is it reduces the armor of the target that is currently being attacked. Now that is signaled by a symbol that it will go on top of the target. It's a very obvious symbol, and you will always know who your passive being applied to. And your passive sort of synergizes in a very particular way with your ultimate, so it's something you really want to keep track of. And Xin Zhao is just OP as hell, so you always, by the way, never go for the Tristana, and never follow Teemo in the bushes. Pro tips. His Q is Xin Zhao's main source of damage, and should be the ability you level up first in order to really put crowd control on the enemy team and really whittle them down slowly but surely. This ability is called 3 Talent Strike, and it works in a very particular way. It empowers your basic attacks, so the next 2 attacks will deal damage to your opponent, and the last attack will actually knock up the opponent in the air and damage them. Right here, I should have done that. I mean, I figured I was dead anyway. I could have probably tried to juke Darius, but whatever. The third strike will knock your opponent in the air, allowing you to get some free damage. And G doesn't give up. You know, he's applying that red buff on me, really slowing me down. But here comes teamwork at its best. Israel hits me. I hits him. I'm sorry. I immediately turn around, Audacious Charge, 3 Talent Strike, turret doing its job, and I get KS'd. I say KS'd, I mean, I figured Israel deserves that kill as much as I did, but I figured for all the trouble, I deserve some compensation. I feel like I got KS'd a lot during this game, but I don't know, maybe it's just me. And APG, man, just go ham. And right here, I do a very nice play. I engage on him, I bait him a little bit. Israel turns around, and I knock him back, and Israel picks up the kill like a boss. So yeah, one thing to note: 3 Talent Strike and the W synergize incredibly well. Xin Zhao's W is called Battle Cry, and basically what it does is it increases your attack speed for a few seconds. This ability is very useful. And its passive is every 3rd strike you heal a little bit, so it does have a bit of sustain. And Xin Zhao is one of those characters that if you get enough attack speed on him, you can afford to save a Bloodthirster for last, and it's really gonna help you out in the long run. So like I said, your I guess I should talk first about the abilities before I mention the combo. His E is called Audacious Charge, and basically you select an enemy champion or minion, and Xin Zhao will charge towards that opponent, slowing him, and basically it's Xin Yao's main source of gap closure or keeping up with the target ability. It's really useful, and your combo should be E, W, Q. That's how you should initiate team fights. And E and sorry, W and Q should always be together, because as the faster you trigger 3 Talon Strike, the more damage you will do and the more consistent you will be in team fights. So you should always know that. And nice job on Darius. You should always know that, I guess. One thing to note, and I'm gonna talk about his ultimate first. His ultimate works in a very specific way, and Xin Zhao being a single target champion actually makes more sense. So I don't consider Xin Zhao to be an assassin, but the way you can use his ultimate kind of makes him an assassin to me. So I guess I consider Xin Zhao to be an assassin, and his ultimate should be used to assassinate. That being said, let's talk about the ultimate. The ultimate is very similar to Darius Q. It's an area of effect. Xin Zhao spins around with his weapon, and he basically damages the enemies around him. Now, the interesting part about it is, if you trigger your passive at an enemy, so if they have like the mark, as you see right now, that mark, everything will be fine with that target. However, any other target, enemy target, around the person marked, when you use your ultimate, will be knocked back. What does that do? That allows Xin Zhao to focus down high priority targets and really take him down incredibly fast. That also makes Xin Zhao a great initiator in fights, and if it wasn't for the fact that I got knocked back by Tristana, we would have picked up possibly a double kill. So that makes Xin Zhao a great initiator, and as a result, you should get lifesteal with Xin Zhao eventually. Now, his like I said previously, his W does give him lifesteal, but it's not like very how can I say this, reliable source of sustain. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about Xin Zhao's build. By the way, Xin Zhao comes highly recommended. If you're just getting into the game and you want to learn an easy champion, go Xin Zhao. Xin Zhao is just one of those very powerful, very easy to understand champions. Right here, go for Lux. Go for Lux. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I lost sight of Master Yi, otherwise I could have probably gotten a double kill, but oh well. Now I'm going to talk about Xin Zhao in the jungle. Xin Zhao in the jungle should start a blue, move. He should just do the standard jungle pattern. Start at blue, wolf, wraiths, red, and then golems. And after that, feel free to gank. Your combo when ganking is E, W, Q. Like I said before, you use gap closure, you gain from your E, and then you use 3 Talon Strike to really keep the target in place. Xin Zhao, I mean, I can't emphasize. I guess the gameplay proves my point, but I can't emphasize how good of a ganker Xin Zhao is. I mean, with Darius it's fun, but the thing about Darius is if they flash away, your only true sort of gap closure ability, which is not really a gap closure ability by the way, is your E. And once you mess up your E, then you're kind of screwed. Whereas with Xin Zhao, even if they flash, you can actually catch up with your E. So, triple kill in Israel, by the way. Very nice, very nice. By the way, props to our Evelyn, who was mid. She was the first Evelyn I've seen mid ever, and she did an awesome job, even though she did KS a couple times. But whatever, she did an awesome job. She got fed, and she was actually the person doing the most damage until the end of the game, when I actually started going for like the crazy Xin Zhao build I go for. Now, Xin Zhao, one thing to mention is Xin Zhao does scale with AP and AD. Many people play him hybrid, me being one of those people, and some people play him AP, and I've seen AP Xin Zhao. It looks very fun, and I actually want to try it and do a commentary on it. But that being said, Xin Zhao is one of the few characters that actually benefits a lot from Trinity Force, due to the fact that you get mana, you get attack speed, you get everything. Pretty much you could just build Xin Zhao with boots and then the rest of the items Trinity Force and like one Bloodthirster, and you'd be unstoppable. Xin Zhao's sorry about that. I think I'm coming down with a cold. Xin Zhao's main weakness is crowd control. I mean, as long as Xin Zhao's attacking, he's gaining sustain. he is using 3 Talent Strike to lock down the target, and he's using his E and ultimate to really finish up the targets. But as soon as he gets stunned by like a Zion or something, he immediately just loses his advantage. So to counter Xin Zhao, all you gotta do is get crowd control, people with crowd control, and Teemo being one of them. And I can't believe I didn't run. Look how many mushrooms, I didn't run into a single one. And Teemo also counters Xin Zhao with his blind. However, this will not stop his Q, even though his Q is basic attacks. It's not hindered by blinds, so that's a good thing to keep in mind. Now, one of the items I built for Xin Zhao, depending on how tanky I should be, is frozen mallet, and frozen mallet is one of those items that you don't need every game, but when it's always there, and it can be very useful at times. And just Sona, what are you doing? I try to get Yi, and I get him with my ultimate. Will I make it out of this? Nope. Tristana did a nice rocket jump. Oh, by the way, your ultimate can be used to KS. It does a decent amount of damage, and it has a big range, so keep that in mind. Berserker's Greaves should be another selection. I mean, attack speed is really important. Because the thing about 3 Talent Strike is, yeah, the faster you can put those 3 strikes out, the better. You will do more burst damage. But not only that, the thing about 3 Talent Strike, and it's sort of something that is, it goes usually into the back of somebody's mind, and you kind of ignore it. But the fact of the matter is, when you use 3 Talent Strike, it doesn't immediately go on cooldown. 3 Talent Strike goes on cooldown after you do the 3 hits, or you wait a few seconds without hitting anything. So basically, the sooner and the faster you hit 3 Talent Strike, the sooner it's gonna be back up. So you really want to use it effectively, use it really fast, so you can use it again. And G, just stop, man. G can't take me. He's just yelly, and even though he's full health, wow, that heal, APG for the win. And right here, I'm thinking I'm gonna ult him back to the turret. Oh crap! But my lifesteal is just too much. It's actually not too much, but it's enough that kept me through that fight. Otherwise, I would have died. But that would have been a nice play if I would have ulted him towards the turret and then assaulted him under the turret. That would have been epic. Xin Zhao can take a very different approach. I mean, sometimes you can go Phantom Dancer, but usually you won't need to. Black Cleaver is one of the new items. Black Cleaver got changed around a lot. It doesn't anymore. It doesn't give you attack speed anymore. It just gives you health instead. So it's actually a very good melee sort of item. And right here, this is a very important turning point in the game. Yi comes and completely steals Baron from us, and we just get annihilated during. Well, not completely annihilated, but we just got demoralized. I mean, we lost Baron. We freaking got KS'd. I mean, that just sucked. However, we do pick up 2 kills. They pick up 2 kills as well. Actually, I don't remember if he caught onto. No, I don't believe he did. So it was a 2-by-2 exchange, except we lost Baron and Darius. Ooh, so close. So that was just completely demoralizing. I mean, we lost Baron, and we got to take him from under our nose. It was just a really, really crappy situation to be in. But oh well, shit happens. Now usually you do, even though you do have passive lifesteal, you do need to get a Sanguine Blade or a Bloodthirster, depending on which game type you're playing, and it will help you out in the long run. It will help you down, focus targets down, and really take the edge on those 1v1 situations. Xin Zhao is just he's probably the most flexible character I've encountered when it comes to build. The second one being Jax, and sort of I feel like Jax and Xin Zhao have sort of similar builds, except Jax relies a lot more on ability power, whereas Xin Zhao is based a lot around AD. So it's really up to the player. I stand by that. And freaking Teemo has that new item. I forgot the name. I'm trying to remember. Whatever. And it basically, what it does is it does damage over time every time he hits with an ability. So that on top of the poison from the mushroom really took a lot of health. So it's just really freaking annoying. I haven't experimented. I actually wanted to experiment with like the new items and really figure out a good build. But I feel like even though there are quite a few new items in League of Legends now, the old way to build the champions, like the old items you used to use, still apply and they still work pretty well. AD carries might have a little bit more room to mess around due to the fact that Black Cleaver, like I said, doesn't give you attack speed anymore. But it's just really cool. And right here, saving Sona like a boss. 3 Talent Strike, man. That ability does so much damage, and it's just really underrated. Ooh, one thing to note is 3 Talent Strike in the Battle Cry actually make quick work of fortifications, so you can take down a turret. 3 Talent Strike does damage the turret, and so does Battle Cry's attack speed will actually help you out a lot. So always keep in mind to use those when taking down a fortification. By the way, you should always take red whenever possible if you're not building a Frozen Hammer, so you can really lock down targets for your team. And at this point, if you look at the score, Eve is 28-6, and right now we're not gonna let him have Baron. I'm just gonna kill Tristana real quick. Lux thinks she's gonna get away. She's gonna bind me, but my 3 Talent Strike is just too much, and then I finish her with my ult. He wanted to KS me yet again, but no can do. And right here, for whatever reason, even Olaf are pushing mid, while me and Israel do Baron. So we're just gonna alternate a little bit. I'm gonna take a bit too much damage, but I'm gonna let Israel. I'm gonna smite Baron, and I'm gonna let Israel pick up the buff for the team. And now it's time to push. As you can see, my build is Trinity Force, Black Cleaver, Berserker's Greaves with the enchantment that allows me to heal 200% faster and gives me a movement speed bonus for 5 seconds, Phantom Dancer, and Bloodthirster. I'm kind of OP right now. My sustain is amazing, my attack speed is amazing, and what's best is I can focus down Teemo if I want to, or Lux, and Master Yi can't take me. And right here, we're going for Master Yi, even though he's running fast as hell. And look at Lux just completely melt. She didn't even finish using her ult. The only person in the other team that actually stands a chance is Darius, because he is very tanky, and it's Darius. It's OP. It's highly implied. Throughout the game, I think I did some pretty nice ganks, and I think I proved during this video how good of a fighter Xin Zhao is. Look how fast those turrets go down, and look how fast the Nexus goes down. Xin Zhao OP. Don't nerf him, please. So yeah, Xin Zhao highly recommended on the jungle. Very fun, very reliable, and